Alrighty then. Today's video is going to be on side panel bags. Yes, I did install TRIPMACHINE Wingman side panel bags on my Interceptor about a year ago. Those are exceptionally good, don't get me wrong. However, I am washing my bike regularly, once every 3 months, I would say. So that makes me remove those side panel bags because they're the products, and then wash my bike and then put those side panel bags again. That kind of gets a little tiring. Yes, the leather on that side panel bag is of exceptional quality. However, it is not a waterproof leather. No leather product ever is waterproof. It's water resistant. That also does come with a rain cover, but it just gets a little tiring because what if the water seeps in and kind of damages the leather? It is a really beautiful looking side panel bag. However, TRIPMACHINE was generous to send me their latest product, the Renegade Side Panel Bags. This video is going to be on installing and reviewing of the Renegade Side Panel Bags from TRIPMACHINE. Let me quickly show you. So this is what the Renegade Side Panel looks like. It has the storage capacity of 1.8 liters. I know this is slightly smaller than the Wingman Side Panel Bags, which has a storage capacity of about 3.4 or 3.5 liters. This is a very sleek design. The material of this side panel bag is canvas, and it is really easy to open it up and access it even while you're on the go. And let me just quickly compare this to the Wingman side panel bags. This is what the Wingman side panel bags look like. This is slightly smaller. This is slightly chunkier, I would say. And the one thing that I did observe was when you're riding your motorcycle with the Wingman side panel bags, your hamstring, your inner thigh kind of touches the canvas right here. So that, I mean, it's not a problem, it's not a deal breaker, but you're constantly reminded that there's something there. The Renegade side panel bag eliminates that problem entirely because it doesn't really come in contact with your hamstrings. Installing this is exactly similar to installing your Wingman side panel bags, and I've already shown how you install the Wingman side panel bags. You can see that video right here. And yeah, let's just quickly install this. Okay, I'll start with installing the right hand side first. For that, you need to remove the stock side panel. You would be retaining this triangle from the side panel, so let me just remove that. I need the Allen key also from here. I'll use this. Okay, you need to use a medium Allen key from your toolkit and to secure the bolt from the inside. That's quite tricky, and it takes a while, but you would get there. Yep, got it. And then you need your socket wrench to kind of remove the threaded bolts from it. And off it comes. Okay, once you manage to remove the threaded bolts, you need to remove this small triangle bit from the OEM side panel. There you go. And then this panel comes off like that. And then the instruction manual says to mount it like this. It's that easy. But like I did on the Wingman side panels, I'll be sandwiching this between the MK Design logo and the canvas because it just looks neat in my opinion. Let me just do that. It should look something like this. Slightly more sturdier, I would say. Now all I need to do is put these threaded bolts back on. So that would look something like this, all secured up. However, you might notice that there are two tiny holes here. You would retain the rubber grommets from here, and they would come off. Now use those rubber grommets and install them here. There you go. There. Now installing this triangle part is a little tricky. You need small hands to do that because it is of a smaller capacity. It's rather challenging to put your hand inside and stick the Allen key there and then use a a wrench to tighten this up, but you'll get there. It's not that big of a deal. All right, let's just put it there. Oh wait, this won't go here because you need to remove the tool rack. I had forgotten about it completely. My bad. Now, the seat release lever is attached to the tray. Just remove that and the tray comes off. So if you do notice, your seat release mechanism is quite rather left hanging, but it doesn't really bother anyone. It doesn't really come in the way of anything. You can just let it be like that. And that's the end of it. You can install the side panel bags like that. Just be mindful that the frame does not come in contact with the MK Design side panel plate, because that is also made of steel. So it might end up scratching your frame. There you go. You can let it be like that. However, I kind of found, carrying forward from my last TRIPMACHINE wingman side panel installation, this little bracket is made by John Kunz, ReMotoWerks. I'll leave your channel's link in the description. And he makes this small bracket, and this kind of small bracket attaches to the side panel lever like that. Kind of makes it very easy. It comes with its own bolt, and you can install it. Just a 5mm Allen key, and you're good to go. Pretty neat. And then you can go and install your Renegade side panel bags carefully. There you go. Rather easy to put your tool rolls back here, and there is a lot of space there as well. It conceals pretty nicely, and you can do this by one hand. Once you're done installing all of that, the easy way to not lose any of your nuts and bolts is by putting them back here. That just makes it super convenient for you to get it should you wish to change them back. Neat and clean. And then you can go ahead and put them in the TRIPMACHINE bag in which they came from. Easy peasy. What do you think? Nick, this was the
I like this.
TRIPMACHINE wingman side panel bags. What do you think about this?
That's neat. It goes along with the bike.
है ना?
But मुझे ये material सही लगा. थोड़ा rugged है, but ये थोड़ा पता नहीं.
This is leather ना? ये canvas है. I changed this because बाद जब भी bike wash करते हैं तो इसको निकालना पड़ता है. क्योंकि leather है ना? इसको निकालना पड़ेगा. इसे धो दूंगा मैं.
वो एक फायदा
है ना?
तेरे पीछे का MK design का ना?
Yeah. Same. Yep. Installing the left-hand side bag is a little bit tricky, and it does come with its own bracket, which has all the nuts and bolts and fasteners with it. Let's just go ahead and install this. All right, to install the left-hand side panel, remove your right-hand side panel carefully so that you don't touch the metal frame on the sides. And then you need to remove the seat. It comes off like that, pretty easy. And then you need to remove this small screw here, which connects to the air filter box. I've installed a GoPro 5mm bolt that makes it very easy to remove it and put it back on. There you go. Just put it right here. Now, you move the side panel, you pull the side panel towards you like that, and it comes above. The small rubber grommet might get stuck around here, so don't worry about that. You can remove by hand. Before we move to the side panel, there are 3 bolts right here. 1, 2, and 3. So you need to remove this one. This one will be replaced by the bolt that comes with the TRIPMACHINE bracket. There you go. You don't need that. And you will also not be needing this small rubber grommet right here. A little squish and a wiggle, and this rubber grommet will also come off, so you don't need that. So this is the bolt that comes with the TRIPMACHINE bracket that gets installed right over here. This wiring loom can come in the way, and it might not allow you to align the bolts perfectly. So just wiggle them around till the time you can align the bracket perfectly. It's not a big deal. You'll be removing this small bolt and just push this further. It's nothing, it's just the zip tie that's making that noise. Just push this a little bit more, that's okay. I know this is a little tricky part. There is no other way to do it. First, we'll install this bolt. But you just need some wiggle room. Guys with big hands, you can't really do that with ease. And now, using a 10mm spanner, you can just tighten that up. Or if you have a 10mm socket wrench, ratchet. Really tricky because the washer has to be sandwiched between the bracket and the threaded nut, else you won't get it in a perfect angle, and there is very small room to install it. After a couple of attempts, there is very little space for you to move around. What I did was the nut head is behind it and the washer is just in front of it. And all I need to do is now just put the threaded bolt here like that. And once you do that, just need a 10mm spanner and a 10mm socket wrench to just hold that bolt in place while I tighten this. Here we go, right here in this side of the bolt. And this needs to just go right here. Perfect. This triangle bit. And there you go. And then this thing comes off like that. I would just sandwich this between the MK Designs panel and the canvas. That's much more secure. The medium Allen key gets used, and it's slightly a bit of challenge to put the Allen key on the groove. There's a little less space. So there you go. And you sandwich this, the bag and the canvas. It just is more secure that way. First, tighten it by hand, then use your Allen key. Then do the other one. Just remove these Allen bolts and this one. The rubber grommet, install it back right here. Right? This goes here. Be very careful so that that MK Design panel does not come in contact with your frame. And then once you've done that, so you need to put this bolt through the canvas. I mean, the holes are there, but not the issue, but the good thing and the bad thing is that the canvas is very thick. It's rather challenging to screw that through the canvas, and then that is a little, there you go. And now put the bags on the panel. Yeah, once you manage to align the screw, then it should be an easy process. Yeah. There. The challenge is to reach in the space where the bolts would go. That is the only thing, because other than that, it's pretty easy and very quick to install these. Because of the less space inside the bag, it becomes a little challenging to install this. But once you do, I think it's totally worth it. All right, so once you've done that, just tighten the bolts. It's wise to put them back in. So put it back in the TRIPMACHINE case and secure it. Once you've done that, put the side panel bags back, easy peasy. And then there goes your seat. This gets closed. I believe they look really smart and they blend in very, very neatly, don't you think? And if I am sitting on the bike, this is how I usually will be sitting here. And I don't think that this is even touching my hamstring. So this feels natural and good. Cool. They do come with their rain cover in the event of rains, or if you do want to wash it. Because this is canvas, I would be taking this to the washing center as well. Yep, they attach quite snug. There you go. Looks pretty neat. I think I'll be keeping this for a good long time and try them out. Removing them is pretty simple. This was a small video on the installation of the Renegade side panels by TRIPMACHINE. It took me a little more than an hour to do that, just because some of the nut bolts and some of the areas were quite hard to reach. And that's the only challenge with this. Because of the small size of this bag, you'll face these challenges. Other than that, I think the panels look great. I am yet to use this, but my general review of this bag would be it is a really good one. It's good to look at, it's utilitarian. I think they complement the bike even more now. With the TRIPMACHINE seat and the TRIPMACHINE Renegade side panel bags, I think this is a looker. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. And do let me know what you think about this small video, and I read and respond to all the comments. So thank you so much for commenting. Thank you.